one of the longest living groups on Earth, and along with 5 other groups of people that are known as the Blue Zones. They reveal that they flourish on high plant diets, jovial culture, happy culture, and constant movement and exercise. So they have 40% fewer hip fractures than Americans. And we have a lot of times we die after a hip fracture. It can be very dangerous. And they have 40% fewer. They have higher sex hormones like DHEA, testosterone, and estrogen. And they have lower cholesterol. And they have low homocysteine, which is a cardiac test. And their BMI is less than 23. 23 is slim. And you know, they found that even siblings of centenarians, of Okinawans, got 12 years more. So you should have been a sibling of Okinawans. You get 12 years more, actually. So the Mayo Clinic declared that aging well could be greatly enhanced on a molecular level with high-intensity interval training. So when you walk Nest, what they found is if I do 3 minutes fast walk, 3 minutes slower walk, 3 minutes fast walk, it really, really boosts your immune system. So, and, you know, again, the fiber, they eat much more fiber than most Americans. And if I don't have enough fiber, guess what? I now invite something called subpopulation. These are the bad guys. These are the amoebas, the parasites, bacteria, E. coli. You know, I just invite them. And so you wonder how some people don't get that. And some people get everything. They go to hospital, they get MRSA, they get C. diff, they are inviting everything because they didn't have a good base to begin with. So gut microbes is very, very important, and the older we get, the more important. And it's actually important for our cognitive function, for our thinking. So gerontologists report the paradox of old age is remembering the good experience, easier and better than the bad. And this is a common trait of long-lived people. And 83% of people 80 to 90 years old are actually living at home. A lot of, well, they are mainly women, but men are more likely to live in with somebody. But most of these centenarians are not in nursing homes. Dana Harman, Nobel laureate, discovery of free radical damage and the profound effect that antioxidants have in preventing premature aging and disease, and Nobel laureate Warburg's discovery of oxygen levels and the creation of disease such as cancer provide the blueprint in creating long life. And you know, amazing research, and of course so much makes sense about this, and we find it every day in our work that this is exactly true. And aging represent the intersection of a gradually failing system, which was formerly for early growth and reproductive fitness. And cumulatively, this stunts growth depending on the epigenetics of suppressive causes such as radiation, erosive microbe, etc. So this depends on homeostatic mechanisms, which are necessary to provide functions throughout life. You know, you have stem cells that constantly repair and maintain our tissue. And a lot of research are done about stem cell, and we work with stem cell institutes around us, and can see, you know, on top of everything that lifestyle has with the exercise, diet, psychological sessions and really working on our attitude about what's happening. We can't change other people, and a lot of people want to change everybody around them, but that obviously doesn't work, but we can change ourselves and our attitude about life. So it's been found that we keep our mental ability when we lead lives that are not only physically healthy, but also intellectually challenging. And we need to be socially engaged. So marriages has shown in many tests too, of course, that having a pal or having a friend really close is very, very important for our well-being. In many forms, not only that we share life together, but, and you know how monogamy, that it actually came about when there was lethal threat to mom and baby. And so we women would choose some strong male that could protect us, probably an alpha male. And, it seems like it's been working pretty good, the monogamy in our life, right? So Hippocrates has been acutely vigilant in applying 5 major methods to prevent premature aging. And, most people live on substances. Most people, if you see what's sold in a supermarket, it's just substance, right? It's not food. So living food is the natural diet that we have been using for 7 decades. And we also share this with all other 9 million species who choose to eat uncooked food. And an old saying is, maybe God did a mistake when he made the food. Maybe we have to process it. We have to make it better. Maybe it just didn't come out right when it comes to food. Hyperbaric, we've used for over a century. No, not us, but it's been used for over a century. We've used it for probably at least 35 years in the conquest of wound healing, amazing, microbial remission, and bone healing, and cancer, and MS. And I never forget, long time ago, when the first hyperbaric chamber came to one of the major hospitals in Sweden, probably 40 years ago. And hyperbaric, of course, if you're a diver, you know it for the nitrogen, and you need to survive, you need to go in hyperbaric. Well, so much more. So this physician was talking in Sweden, and he said, oh my God, now not only can I work on, and it's a big one, probably 8 people can sit. The one that we use is for 1 person, but he can use it for MS, he can use it for diabetes, and of course ulcers, and people who had bone fractures and wounds of all kinds. And a lot of times people have wounds from diabetes, and it leads often to amputation, and it could heal, and Parkinson, and you name it. So it has such a big use, and we're very happy to use that a lot. Then we have supplements, and supplements are nutrients that supports your body. And of course, supplements needs to be from plant-based. You can't just go and pick up supplements in a store and think that somebody really has been looking after you, and that it's 100% plant-based and it's alive. I want to put a supplement under microscope, which I did for 20 years, and I want to see it alive. So if it isn't, it is toxins, and your immune system will attack it as an invader. Your immune system has a one-track mind. It will attack anything that doesn't have frequency. You are electric, and all your food that you take in should respond to your frequency. Cooked food has none, right? So, like Brian calls it, the hope. Living food has hormones, oxygen, phytonutrients, and enzymes. And if I cook it, there's none of that. And if I now have a problem, let's say that I do have cancer, let's say that I have diabetes, I have arthritis, and I have psoriasis, or I have Lyme, I don't want to cook the food. I don't want to ask my immune system to attack what I just ingested, because it will. It has a one-track mind. It will attack, it's called leukocytosis, and it will attack the food that came in. So what if I'm healthy now? Well, then at least 80% of my food should be raw. 20 could be plant-based, vegan, cooked food, which would, it would be a balance if I'm healthy. But, so what we see at the Institute, of course, is that we need to support people from all kinds of walks. Some are very healthy, and some have come after they tried everything else out there, and they come for our support. And so that's very much what we have found. So IVs we also do, and of course IVs expedite recovery. And for the last 5 years we use something called NuCom, and that's to advance immune function too. And it's the cutting edge technology, and it's been studied by Harvard and clinically proven to produce deep states, like beta states of calm. And so it activates interferon, activates your immunity, and really helps people relax, really helps people sleep better.